Okay, now we're going to talk about the maxillary central incisor. So this is the right side. So this is universal number 8, Palmar number 1, and international 11. From the facial view, the crown dimension is going to be longer incisal-cervical than it is in the mesiodistal direction. The mesio-incisal corner is more square than the disto-incisal corner. This edge is going to be more angular than the distal angle. The incisal edge is pretty much straight mesiodistally. And when this tooth erupts, you should be able to see the 3 mamelons, which you can sort of see in this model. And they're going to be generally equal in size, and the central lobe is going to be the smallest. So from the facial view, the proximal contacts are going to be actually different from each other on this tooth. The proximal contact on the mesial is going to be in the incisal 1/3, and in the distal, it's going to be on the junction of the incisal and middle 1/3. The crown also will have these developmental grooves. The root form is going to be cone-shaped, but it's going to have a blunt apex. The root is just slightly longer than the crown, and this tooth has the shortest root relative to its crown. From the lingual view, the cervical line is going to be more concave on the lingual side than the facial side. The lingual fossa is going to be trapezoid shaped, and it's bordered by the incisal ridge, the mesial marginal ridge, the distal marginal ridge, and the cingulum. The cingulum is going to be well developed. The cingulum is going to be slightly distal. So this is the distal side, and this is the mesial side. So from the proximal view, incisal edge is centered. So the incisal edge is centered along this bisector line. The height of contour are both in the cervical 1/3, facially and lingually. Cervical line is going to be curved more than any other tooth on the mesial side, and is also more curved than on the distal side. The root surface on both sides is considered smooth and does not have any depression, even though there is slight depression on this model. So looking at this tooth from the incisal edge, it's going to be larger mesiodistally than it is facial lingually. So this is different than the mandibular incisors, which are taller than wide. So this one's wider than tall. The incisal edge is also perpendicular to the mesial distal bisecting plane. The contact areas are going to be centered, and the crest of cingulum is going to be slightly distal.